Nelson Mandela was born in 1918 in a small South African village called Mvezo. Back then, nobody knew his name.
And actually, Nelson wasn't even his birth name.
His birth name was Rolihlahla Mandela. He grew up surrounded by Xhosa traditions and stories. But when he went to school, something changed. His teacher gave him an English name, Nelson. It was Uhanda U Opwans. It put in on one name that East and Kolyo era schools. When Mandela was still young, he lost his father. It was one of the first major turning points in his life. Soon, he would leave home and enter a completely different world. Mandela was raised under the care of Regent Jongintaba, who treated him like a son. And there, Mandela learned something that school could never teach him. He watched village leaders settle arguments by listening first and speaking later. That simple lesson. When Mandela arrived in Johannesburg, he saw the harsh reality of racial inequality up close, and this time, he couldn't simply walk away. Mandela became a lawyer because he believed the law could help ordinary people fight injustice. But he soon discovered something deeply frustrating. Under apartheid, racial discrimination wasn't just social, it was enforced by law. Mandela decided that simply working within the system wasn't enough.
Mandela joined the African National Congress and became one of its rising young leaders. At first, he believed peaceful resistance could change the country.
Then came Sharpeville in 1960. The deadly crackdown changed Mandela's thinking. He began to believe the struggle needed a different strategy. Mandela went underground and became involved in an armed resistance movement. But staying hidden wouldn't last forever. In 1962, Mandela was arrested. During the Rivonia trial, he faced the possibility of death. "I am prepared to die," but he refused to surrender his beliefs just to save himself. Mandela was sentenced to life in prison. He would spend 18 years on Robben Island, but prison couldn't stop him from preparing for the future. 27 years passed. Mandela grew older, but his influence outside prison kept growing. Then, suddenly, the government began talking about freedom. On February 11, 1990, Mandela finally walked free after 27 years behind bars. And everyone wondered one thing: would he seek revenge?
Mandela chose reconciliation. In 1994, the man who had spent decades fighting the government was now the government.
Mandela showed the world that freedom isn't only about leaving prison. It's about refusing to let hatred control your future. He walked out after 27 years behind bars and somehow